Now I would like to show you the sales agent. And here is a sales agent we call Deal Pilot. This is one that we have created for internal use, and it's quite advanced. So there's a lot of steps here. So I'll take you through what it does on high level. First of all, we use a AI note taker in our meetings. Our salespeople join calls. The AI note taker is present. In our case, that is TLDV. And TLDV will send out a webhook connection whenever the transcript is ready. That's very common functionality for note takers. And so when the transcript is ready, we have the transcript here and the Deal Pilot agent is called upon. Get to work. So whenever the transcript comes in, it will start with classification. And that classification basically will make with AI a decision whether this was an internal sales call, an internal meeting, or an actual sales call with a client. And it can do that with the power of AI. Now, what we're doing is we are actually only looking at the first 5,000 or so spoken characters in that transcript. Why? Because by that time you have an idea what the meeting is about, and we don't need to send too many tokens to the language model. So this saves us cost, and that's what the code component is doing here. And then once we have determined that it's a sales call, we can do all kinds of things with this. The first language model creates a call recap from the transcripts. The second one analyzes the speakers in the transcript and sees who are the active participants. The last one here analyzes the next steps. Anything that was discussed that would be a proper next step based on the conversation is analyzed here. After that, we create a closing strategy. Now, the closing strategy goes through a few more tricks before we conclude how to move this down the sales funnel. In fact, we want to enrich the transcript with data from our CRM, which in this case is HubSpot. And in HubSpot, we have things like what is the recent deal amount? How many days to close has this opportunity had? What is the lifestyle cycle stage of this deal? And what else can you tell us about this client, including the lead score? So in order to get that information from a transcript, which does not have contact information or anything, we are actually sending to the calendar here, we're sending the meeting name from the meeting recorder and the start time and end time of the meeting to do a search against our calendar, in this case, Google Calendar, and it finds the meeting that matches the name of the recorded meeting. And from that, it then extracts the email addresses of the participants. And we do that here with a few cleaning actions. We clean this up nicely. And once we have the email address, we are going to search contacts on HubSpot. So our agent will integrate with HubSpot. We'll look if the email addresses of the attendees are matching active leads. And if so, it goes through a few more steps. We're basically getting the deal info and extracting deal info from this lead. Now, that will then include things like the life cycle stage, the lead score, recent deal amount, days to close, number of employees, and so forth. All of this info flows back here, you can see, to our closing strategy. So our LLM in our prompt, and we can show you how simple this can be, right? We are using GPT 3.5 Turbo, and we are saying, here's the current stage, here's the current lead score, here's the recent deal amount, here's days to close, here's company size, here's meeting transcript. Provide guidance on how to close this deal using this information. Now you can choose to use another model, for example, GPT-4, or you can use open source models. There are dozens of open source models here, including other models like Claude, and you can use this to basically determine what the next step should be. Now, once it has a closing strategy, along with a call recap, next steps, and speakers, we now are able to also draft an email, a follow-up email, because what does our salesperson often need to do after a call is send up a follow-up email and say, hey, this is what we talked about. here's a suggestion, and move that deal down the sales funnel. And so when they can already have a draft ready to go that already incorporates that strategy, already incorporates the summary of the call, so to speak, and the next steps, that really helps the salesperson to be more effective. And so what we do then is we capture everything together into a final sales summary, and we are sending here, we're sending a Gmail, we're sending that email address, and we're sending that recap to our salesperson's email address. In this case, in this agent, I will send it to myself. And yes, here's my email address. If you need me, you can email me there. So here you go. This is a Deal Pilot, and just gives you an idea on the incredible automation that you can achieve by combining different components from within Smith. Now, there's much more you can do. I will give you one more example as a way to close this out. And in this example, I'm going to show you a personalized ABM agent, which is a fan favorite, so to speak. Over here, we can see that we can create account-based marketing copy. This again helps our sales team be more effective in outreach. All it needs is a URL of a target audience that you're trying to prepare for. And it will try to scrape that and then analyze the page against key value proposition, uniqueness, impact, and revenue. Then it will look up from our sales Bible. This is, again, using a vector database with RAG. It's all drag and drop. You can see here how that looks like from our sales Bible. It will now look up any information about our product as it relates to the problems they're trying to solve, the value they're trying to provide. And based on this information, we are going to then compile both from their point of view and from our brand point of view. It is going to craft a one-sheet pitch document that includes problem solved, core service, target client, key value prop, uniqueness, impact, and results. A really comprehensive sales document that can be used by our salespeople to close this client with more precision and personalization than without it. And really, if they did not have this agent, it would take them several hours to compile such a document, well-researched against their website, against their documents, and compile everything to one wonderful resource. Now, then we thought, once we have such a one-sheet pitch, we could use this and repurpose it in different ways. And this is what the personalized ABM agent is doing. For example, we said, what if we can turn it into a video script? And so here it is taking all of those information outputs that we gathered in that pitch, and it's turning it into a high-performing, high-converting, proven video script. Of course, using our salesperson's likeness. Then we said, if we have a script, why don't we integrate with HeyGen.ai and send that script over API to HeyGen? And this is exactly what we're doing here. In fact, HeyGen does take a while to complete. And we can even ask the question, are we there yet? And if it is ready, it will return the video ID. Let's say our salesperson wants to prepare for a sales meeting and send out some personalized video. They can create the one-sheet pitch, and afterwards, he or she can turn that into a video that's highly personalized for this audience. Again, it is incorporating the customer name, their title, their audience, their needs, and keeping that in mind. Obviously, since this is interactive, our salesperson can also have a conversation with the agent and change the script before generating the video. So after that, it is customizing a landing page. It is doing that by changing the parameters in the URL get parameter. So the landing page is customized, has the username that we're targeting in there. But why stop there? Why not create an entire email outreach chain? Email 1, email 2, email 3, email 4, and then combine everything. And as you saw before, since our agents can also be integrated into HubSpot and email sending software, you could also schedule and automate that portion, perhaps with a scheduler agent or in the same agent as you see fit. Finally, we thought it would also be nice to have LinkedIn outreach messages ready for outreach. Let's say you use Sales Navigator and want to send personalized messages. And those emails, those messages would be better if they were very targeted and very customized. you can also do that with this particular agent. What I hope you take away from this is that no matter what your use case or your approved workflow is, something that you otherwise would have to take hours to do, now with Smyth, you can do by making an agent and then simply consuming the agent, whether it is running in the background, this particular agent, or it is interactive, like this agent, where you have an interaction. Each workflow you create, each agent you create, can save your team hours of work. And when you stack all that up in 2024 and beyond, you can create an entire company powered with agents and humans that allow you to leapfrog your competition.